The Saturn V rocket was used to launch the Apollo spacecraft. 13 of them were built from 1967 to 1972. The Apollo spacecraft itself is mounted on top of 3 stages of the Saturn V rocket. Stages 1 and 2 power the liftoff and the flight close to Earth orbit. Stage 1 is jettisoned after less than 3 minutes at 68 kilometers altitude, burning 3/4 of the entire launch mass. Stage 2 is jettisoned after 6 minutes at 175 kilometers and close to orbital velocity of 25,000 kilometers per hour. And as a side note, the launch escape system is jettisoned at about 90 kilometers soon after stage 2 is ignited. Both stage 1 and stage 2 will have fallen into the Atlantic Ocean. Now stage 3 places the vehicle into Earth orbit and pushes the Apollo spacecraft toward the moon. The spaceship is made up of the Lunar module, the service module, and the command module. Inside that command module are the 3 astronauts. The third stage, after the translunar injection, was placed in what is called slingshot trajectory to miss the moon and go into a solar orbit. The Apollo spacecraft, now comprising the service module, the Columbia command module, and the lunar landing module, enters moon orbit. The 2 astronauts going to the surface of the moon transfer through the connecting tunnel to the lunar landing module, named Eagle for this operation. The command module will separate from the lunar module, so the lunar module then is on its own to make its descent. The command module will continue with the service module orbiting the moon until they're ready to again dock with the lunar module, which has taken off from the moon's surface. And then they will transfer the 2 astronauts from the lunar module back to the command module. The command module will detach from the lunar module, and the lunar module allowed to crash. And there are 2 speculations. One is that it crashed on the moon, but the other one is that it's probably still in a lunar orbit. The service module has this 1 rocket, and this 1 rocket engine will allow it to maneuver and to head towards Earth. And it will go into Earth orbit, and when the time is right and the position is right, then the command module will detach from the service module The service module will be then allowed to crash into the ocean. And then what we have is the descent module, which is the command module with the heat shield. And this is going to take the 3 astronauts safely through the Earth's atmosphere. It will get very, very hot, of course, and then it will have splashed down into the ocean.